Hey, yeah, what's up? This disciple Marcello Kearns reign back up in this anti-Illuminati all day. Hey, what's up? Good morning. All right, so this message is basically gonna be about America doesn't love all kids. They love white kids. America does not love all kids. They love white kids. Okay. Let's get first to the programs and the care that the government has had. Okay. Now, have you seen anything significant as far as help for non-white kids? Have you seen any programs that's really significant as far as government assistance, public assistance? Have you seen any programs that are significant to helping non-white children? Can you get serious emergency assistance for non-white children? I'm talking about something happens, you don't have the money, and you get government assistance. And how come it isn't common knowledge? Why isn't it common knowledge for significant programs of helping non-white children? If there are any, it's not common knowledge. That's what I'm saying. And it isn't common knowledge of really any programs for non-white children. I'm showing you how America is full of it. They have not helped non-white children. They say we love children. You know, we love the children. I just sit there and I let them run wild in the backyard while I sip some tea. Have my tea with the lemons in it. I sit at my table and let them run wild. And I just love to see them play and run wild. But meanwhile, you are not helping non-white children. You're not doing it. Police don't have no regards for them. You see children get hurt all the time by police. Non-white children. When the last time you really seen white children get hurt and harmed and roughed up by the police? When the last time have you seen it? And here's the punchline that I'm going to be really talking about. If America cared about non-white children, specifically African American children, right? They really cared about those children. Then why haven't they made better neighborhoods to get them out of harm's way? If they didn't like the adults, if the American government did not like African American adults, they could have at least got the African Americans out the ghetto experience that's been here 50, 60 years plus for the sake of African American children. They could at least basically got black people out the ghetto so that black children won't be in harm's way. Black children in the ghetto have faced more danger than a fully grown 55-year-old white man. Done lived most of his life. He has not seen more danger. The average white man that's about 56, 50, late 50s, he has not seen more danger than a 5-year-old, 6, 7-year-old child. He has not seen more danger than that child in his whole life. Real shootings, real violence, beat downs. Man, half of these average white guys have not even seen real fist fights. You seen tussles. Those are tussles. Those are tussles. No disrespect, but a lot of white people, y'all tussle. Y'all don't fight. Y'all tussle. Y'all, you tussle each other. In the hood, it's real fist fight, straight up. Ain't no wrestling. Ain't no Hulk Hogan moves in it. Ain't no Ultimate Warrior moves in it. Ain't no Rock and Roll Express moves in it. Okay? Ain't no Rock and Roll Express. It's straight up punch for punch, pound for pound, till one person is beat down. Okay? Kids see this all the time. When I was a kid, I remember hearing gunshots when I was going to play. I remember coming down the stairs and hearing pop, 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 pop. And running back upstairs and telling my mom. Half of these guys, they talk about they been, half of these white people talking about they helping children. They have been in more danger than you ever been in your whole life. You ain't even been around no real gun shooting. You don't even know what it probably sound like. Ooh, sounds like firecrackers. It's too early for the 4th of July. It's too late for the 4th of July. Christmas is coming up. Thanksgiving is coming up. Oh, I guess that's their culture. They're fighting, they're lighting firecrackers. Little you know, it's full-blown warfare going on. Kids know more about warfare than you do. They're getting up there with the military now, especially the ones that just only trained and didn't fight in real-time war, that didn't tour. They up there with you. The only difference is you got training. But as far as experiences, trained military that did not go to war, the children almost got you beat as far as being in real-time war. They do have you beat. If you're suburban and you went straight to the military and you just got the training and you just went to college and you just came home and got a job and got your VA benefits and got your veteran benefits, these children in the hood got you beat. Why you sitting up here with your chest out like you the warrior of all times? You ain't been through none of that. You ain't heard no gunshots in your atmosphere. You haven't lived around that. I experienced that as a kid. I must have been, 7, 8, 9? Somewhere around in there. Heard straight up gunshots. And somebody got shot. Not shooting in the air. Our next door neighbor got shot. Our next door neighbor. That could have been, if I would have came down there 5 minutes earlier, who knows what would have happened to me. You can't predict it. You don't know. See what I'm saying? Children have been in harm, black children have been in harm's way this whole time. Let me say that again. Black children have been in harm's way this whole time. This whole time. Black children have been in harm's way. The ghetto experience has never stopped, and yet you can look all through places like Florida, you can look through all places like even Georgia, all these places all throughout the South where there's nothing but land. You could have made those good neighborhoods and took the money and made those good neighborhoods where the black experience is not limited to the ghetto experience in America. So now you have two types of experiences. You do have the slums, but now you also have a progressive neighborhood where when people say what is a black neighborhood, they can describe more than just the slums. They could say, "Oh yeah, we got this, this." So what? So if you're talking to somebody from out, if a black person is talking to somebody out of the country, okay, what is the black experience like in America as far as geographically speaking, as far as neighborhoods? Oh, we have this, we have that, we have this over down in Georgia, we have this down in Florida, and it's It's a very prominent neighborhood for successful blacks, and on and on. What are the prominent black neighborhoods in America? I'm not talking about culturally. I'm talking about financial. What are the financially prominent, if you will, neighborhoods for black people only? Everybody else got their own neighborhoods. Why is it all of a sudden a racist thing when I talk about black people having their own neighborhoods? I don't need to tell you. You know, I love Asian people. I love Chinese. But Chinese has Chinatown. And they were not the ones who helped build this country. If anybody should have had a Chinatown, it should have been African Americans from the very beginning. They should have been having Africa Town. And everybody would have understood because they helped build this country. How come that didn't happen? Explain to me why there's no Africa Town when they were co-working. I'm gonna just say co-working, but you know we basically built it. When we was co-working, physically speaking, with America. How come there ain't no African towns? Okay? You got Asians have their own neighborhoods. The Mexicans have their own neighborhoods. Yeah, y'all don't see that. I done lived in East LA. East LA, in spite of what they show you on TV, in spite of this little stuff they show you on the low, East LA, I've stayed out there. I had a friend and I was living with. I had a friend I was staying with for a split second. I walked all through East LA, caught buses through East LA, and everything. Walking through East LA is not some rundown little neighborhood. It's a prominent neighborhood. Yeah, if all Mexicans should know about East LA, most of them. That's one of their good neighborhoods. That's the equivalent of a Spanish Harlem. You see what I'm saying? See how there's a Spanish Harlem? You see that? You see what I'm going? You see what I'm saying? And we left, and that's land. Look at it for what it is. Chinatown, that's land. That's land in every great metropolis. And I'm not hating on it. I love Asian people. I think they're good people. You know what I'm saying? They mind their business, and they are very humble from what I've experienced. Okay? But that's land. Now let's look at what the African Americans have. Look at their land, the ghetto. Let's look at what's in the land. Gang banging, shooting and killing and drug selling. That's all they got. So it's a trap. You go there, you live there, you might get robbed, you might get stabbed, shot. It's a jungle. And they have been there the whole time. Because when somebody African American comes up, what they have to do? They have to live in a white neighborhood. And guess what that do? You guessing what most cases that do? Start making the African Americans that made it. Start making them separate from people in the hood. Yeah, you done got around white. You done got in a little club over there. Now you done been around white people. You got a little job working with white people. Now you don't really care about black people that much. You get converted to their culture. I'm just keeping it 100. Hey, you tell me why these rich black people ain't talking to you no more. You tell me why they ain't really helping you. Because on the low, they have been converted to the white community, to the white culture. And they think it's cool because it's like, okay, everybody, we getting along. They see a good example of what a black person is. You see a good example of what a white person is. It works out. We both benefit. Meanwhile, though, you're being converted on the low to their community and culture. Because you're not building up your own culture. Your community is limited to the ghetto. Your culture is connected to the ghetto. And you have been converted on the low to the white community and the white culture. Now you don't eat what you used to eat. You used to love that soul shack over there by the hood. You don't go over there no more. You don't go over there no more. Now you eating over at Jenny's. Jenny got good soul food. You eating over at Jenny's now. I'm just keeping it 100. Okay? So, if America really loved the non-white children, by now you would have had a whole different experience for all the children here. You would have. By now, you would have. You have not considered the children are in a gang-banging environment. You have not seriously considered that the children are around drug selling and all kind of different sexual activity. You have not seriously considered it, because if you had, even though you may not like African American adults, you would have created a second African American geographical environmental experience for the sake of African American children. You haven't done that. You have not significantly done that. We don't want to hear about trying and applying ourselves. No, we want to hear what the government has planned to make sure that African American children are out of harm's way. Forget applying ourselves. My ancestors applied themselves. How about that? My ancestors applied themselves when they was working for you for free. Oh, that's just old news. That don't mean nothing. That's how you act. You act like that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. No value should be placed on what the African slaves did. Okay. No value shouldn't be placed on that. No financial value should be placed on that. Although they built your country and they built your communities. No financial value on that. Although that's the name of the game here in America. Work and you get paid. But you want to forget about that because it was too long ago. Who intelligence are you insulting? There's no time limit on justice. On real justice. There's no time limit on that. When you still can see the repercussions, especially, you can still see the repercussions for slavery, because we, the African Americans, were not able to build an empire like everybody else. It's all about empires. That's what everybody's trying to build. You're trying to get rich. If you're a good-hearted person and you care about your family, when you get rich, you're going to build an empire so it's made easier and easier for your family, and your family can live in wealth and be powerful in the earth. That's what it's about. And that's what you got to understand about retributions for slavery. It's not about money. It's about building power in the earth and wealth for the families of the African Americans, so that they can have an empire and they can therefore be protected. If based on racism, they need their own environment so that when things don't go right with you, they can go and retreat to the empire. They can go and retreat to their neighborhoods. And that's financially speaking too. They don't have to depend on you for this or that or the third. They have their own empire. But you have made they have a butt naked experience in America. They got to depend on you. You've made it set to where they have to depend on you. And that's what people looking at, okay? So it's about building empires. That's what this whole life is about. Dynasties and empires. And the white Americans knew this. You knew if we don't have no money, we don't build no empires. We are just uncivilized people. No matter how much money we get, it's coming right back to you anyway. Because you own all the biggest businesses. So when we pay for Gucci, you're getting a cut. When we pay for anything that's even supporting music and actresses, you're still getting a cut, even though it may be black artists that we're supporting. Black actresses and black actors that we're supporting, you're still getting a cut. That's still supporting your empire, therefore supporting your family as well. That's supporting your empire and your family, ultimately. Okay? So, retributions for slavery is about now finally building an empire to where a people can stand on their own. Everybody's talking about a man should always be able to stand on his own. Where's that philosophy? Where is that philosophy implied with understanding retributions for slavery? We can't stand on our own, no matter if we got a job. We still got to you're getting all the money back. I work for all this. I work and basically give you the money. It's no difference. It's still slavery. How much money I have left over? That's how you know it's slavery. That's how you know it's slavery. How much money are you saving after you pay your bills? That's how you know it's still slavery. Because you're giving that money right back to the white empire. It ain't going to the black empire. When you pay bills, it is not going to the black empire. It's not going to black families. Let me say it clearly, I guess so for people don't understand. When you pay bills, car bills, electricity, whatever you paying, it's not going to black families. You know this. If I asked you this, the money we spend for bills, is that going to black families? No, most likely it's going to white families because they own most of everything. That's what you're going to say. That's exactly what you're going to say. And that's exactly what it is. For the bulk of it, I'm not talking about people you can point out here and there, successful black people that you can point out and look to. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about for the bulk part of the situation, all of us in America are paying bills to white families. So we're feeding and fueling the white empire while all other empires are doing what? It's all about empires, man. Because with empires, you now have respect in the earth. Nobody ain't gonna be trying you. Nobody ain't gonna be beating on your people. And you know why they really beating on our people? Because we ain't got no empire. If you had an empire, they know that if those people are beat on, we're gonna lose this amount of money, X amount of money. We're gonna lose this, and we might have a real war. We might have a literal physical war on our hands. They beating on you because they know ain't no repercussions for it. They beating on you because they know they can go back and see your family and y'all still in the hood. What they gonna do with their bad self? You see? But if you got an empire going on Yeah, you might not want, that's just like the mafia. You might not want to mess with them. You don't see them beating on no Italians, do you? Hello. Because they know it's a repercussions for that. They might blow up the whole police department and blow up the judge's car that didn't properly give them justice. Yeah, just look at it for what it is. Even the Italians, they came over here and they started an empire. You talking about gangster, they talk about an empire. You missed that part. You missed that part. Because you got to remember, the Italian mafia wasn't even selling drugs. They wasn't even selling drugs. Yeah, that's an empire. You know what I mean? So this is the problem in America. You know, there's no empire for the African Americans. There's no powerful families for the African Americans. And obviously that keeps the children in limbo. And this country has never totally freed the black children or non-white children. They haven't. Therefore, it's safe to say they don't really care. If it was your children, you wouldn't have them over there in the ghetto. If there was white children, you would have been changed that. That part. You would have been changed the experience, a ghetto experience, if it was for your children, your white children. You would have been changed that. You would have been had progressive neighborhoods and everything. They wouldn't be having to live in no ghetto. You would have tore that all down. You would have stopped all things, drugs and all that stuff. You would have stopped that from coming into the country to even being a part of your environment. Come on, we all know this.